Welcome back, my chess friends, to Chess Cruncher with Bags. This is a game that I played. I was able to set up a beautiful combination that won. It I didn't play flashy, but later on I'm going to show you how there is a flashy combination for winning. But I believe that you should go for the takedown. Don't risk being flashy and losing. And so the color that I played was black, and my opponent is white. His name is Engineer. So let us start with, it's a somewhat of a French, I'll show you. He goes d4, I go e6, he goes knight c3, I go d5, the French, he goes e4, I go c5, he went bishop e3. It's kind of like the French exchange, but he didn't go for it. He kind of made a little error in the opening, and that's what caused my powerful initiative victory later on in the game. So I took the pawn, he took with his bishop, I played c6. Now I have the open c file that I need for my rook, and I have a beautiful knight. He goes c5. That's an okay move. Probably better would have been pawn takes, but he didn't play pawn takes. So I made sure that I took advantage of that, and so I took his bishop, and he took back with the queen. I went queen to c7. My idea is I can go queen c7, bishop to c5, and target the f2 square and also the queen and get my pieces mobile. I could even take the e5 pawn, maybe go f6, my pawn to f6 after bishop c5. There's a whole bunch of ideas in the works. So he went knight ge2. I went bishop c5. He went queen to g4. That wasn't really the best move. Probably queen f4. Maybe that probably was the best move because you're wanting to protect the pawn, and you're also wanting to keep your queen on a really good square that isn't attacked by a piece. Because if you notice, I go f6, pawn takes, and I can go e5 if I want to. The queen's on the same diagonal as my light squared bishop, so I can take advantage of that. So probably queen f4 would have been a better play for him. I went f6. You're asking the question, why don't you take the e5 pawn? Why I don't take the e5 pawn is I want to open up the position, and I want to be able to later on go e5 and set up a humongous attack with all my pieces on the king side. He takes, I take with the knight. Now I'm attacking the queen, and still e5 is in the works as well. He goes g5. I castle because I have to protect my g7 pawn, and also I bring another piece into the fight. And this is when he goes wrong. Knight to g3, wrong move. We'll go back. I'm going to go back before g3. Okay. Better would have been castle. Yes, you're thinking, what about the loss of the f2 pawn? Yes, but he at least has some advantage. He'll at least survive in the position. G3 just allows me to do a beautiful, beautiful combination. So I'll go back to G3. He went knight G3. And I want you, my friends, to see the beautiful combination that leads to mate in 3. Actually, it's mate in 4. I'll step back for 5 seconds. And by the way, you can always stop the video and take your time and look at the combination so that you get it and you learn it so you don't fall into it and so that you can implement it. So we're going to take a 5 second thing for you to look at it and find it. So the 5 seconds for the finding the checkmate and the beautiful combination will start right now. Exactly. I know you saw it. It's beautiful. You're smart, and you always can take pause the tape and look at it if you need more time as well. So the combination goes: Bishop takes F2 check, King takes F2, Knight E4 double check, um, G1, Queen to B6. Um, his the only move he resigned at this point. The next move would have been Queen E4, and my Queen takes E4, checkmate. So, but now we're gonna look. I want to bring up a way of having a flashy. You're asking why not take the rather than the queen check. Why not play knight takes b6? We're gonna look at that right now. I'm gonna show you how that works. But remember, if you have the opportunity to win and defeat your opponent, do it. Don't go flashy. This is a variation that I looked at afterwards that I saw before, but I wanted to show it to you. This is just a flashy variation. Remember that this is for learning as well. So, like how I played queen to b6, check, and then he would have had to intercept, checkmate. That's probably the best way of doing it, but I always want to show another variation. This is a fun variation, so I wanted to show you, and I'll show you right now. Okay, we gotta get to that point in my analysis. Okay, where are we? No, right. Sorry, gotta go with the check. Check. There we go. Check. Then he goes back to G1. All right, this is where my analysis is. Okay. Okay, King G1. You're probably asking, what about the what about knight takes queen? Okay. This is what I wanted to show you about it. It's very interesting how it can be played. Is knight takes g5, then he plays h4. I play queen to c5. He goes king h2 only move. Rook to f4. You're thinking, wait, what about the knight? Yeah, you sacrifice the knight, and then you drop the beautiful rook to f4, checkmate. Now that's a flashy way of doing it. So you could do it that way, or you can do the quick win the way I did it, because I know that I'm going to win with that check variation. So remember, you can do this, but remember, sometimes it's better just to know that you have the checkmate and go for it. Don't be flashy, okay? So remember that. I'm not about flashy, but this is a flashy way of winning. I just wanted to show you, because my chess friends probably wondered why I didn't take the queen with my knight, and it would lead to this position, but it's kind of risky. I don't want to risk losing, so that's why I did the check. Then the queen would have intercepted, and then it's all over. So I wanted to leave you with that fun example of a flashy plus the direct check and win. So I hope you use this as a learning tool so that you can get better in chess. And as always, God bless, and I'll see you next time on Chess Cruncher.